Happy 40th anniversary Transformers the movie. Yes, that's right, it's been 40 years since that movie released in America. We didn't get it here till December 12th of 1986. Then again, I wouldn't even know. I hadn't even been formed in my dad's balls yet. With Hasbro celebrating the anniversary with new figures in the Studio Series line, I thought it'd be a nice idea to look back 10 years ago and see how we celebrated the 30th anniversary. That's right, it's the Platinum Edition Autobot Heroes pack. 5 Autobots in one whopper of a pack, alright. Okay, so cutting to camera audio for just a second because I just noticed something whilst looking at over the box. Down here, it says toy count 1, I assume. Toy count 1, so it says there's only one toy in here. Yeah, this includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 14 accessories. Yeah, no, that's wrong. There's not one toy. There's quite a few. So yeah, not one toy, multiple toys, and also you're not in this. You're not. Wait, hang on. Is that okay? First off, there's 4 birds here. Secondly, Buzzsaw. Buzzsaw's not even in the movie. He's not in the movie. He's not in the movie yet. He's on the pack. Okay, sure. I'll just have a look, see if I can find anything else. No. Just, yeah, there he is, Buzzsaw. Not in the film, but made it onto the pack somehow. Plus, this box predates the Studio Series by coming with a backdrop, which, fun fact, if you've been around the channel for a while, firstly, I am very sorry. But secondly, you may recognise this as the background from my old review series, Uninformative Reviews. And just like this backdrop, that series crashed and burned. So yeah, there's perks to keeping the boxes. Wait a minute, I hate keeping boxes. Anyway, let's just get to the robots already, because this is going to take a while. So go get yourselves a drink, whether it's in a bottle or a can, or whether it's filling up your cup. This is where we're going to talk about cups. The reason I decided to start with Cup is because he's just like the people who saw the film when it first came out. He's old. The greenish blue hue they've used for him is very calming to look at. I appreciate that they painted the petrol cap, that's just really cute, but I also like how they painted up the vents at the front as well. Even the flooring of the flatbed is painted, and it does hold things and even has opening hinges at the back. Which leads us to these 2 tailpipes down here. Although looking at it, one is slightly different in colour and length, but that might be because it's weapon storage. I love this is just a really smart way to hide his shotgun. What's also fun about the shotgun is it comes with a 3mm clip so it can clip onto the back of the truck. And honestly, this doesn't actually look too bad. But overall the alt mode is really nice, like just going from the back to the front, just everything looks really good. Is that torque? Now transforming him is a fun affair. The way the flatbed forms the legs and the way the feet work is brilliant. And that full torso flip is just really fun. Now this robot mode is pretty stylish. He really does feel like an old war veteran, which you can even tell from his horrified screaming face. Yikes, you can really hear the "fix me" from that expression. Come on mate, you don't need that much fixing. Like, your chest is brilliant. There's an homage to the G1 chest in here, which is very nice, and it feels like he's wearing like a suit jacket. And going down to the legs, they are fine. There's some big gaps down here, but they're still very sturdy. Except when you bend the knees, it also moves the shin panels. It's almost as if the legs are too stiff to move on their oh, I get it now. The arms are a little bit cack, however. The wheels sit a little too low, but then moving them up doesn't do any favours either. And these elbows are weird. They are double jointed, but they're also gorilla armed. But the weird thing is, the elbows are sideways. Like, if you just rotate them to the side, now they look a little bit more natural and accurate to the show. I mean, heck, even these panels get out of the way a bit. These panels aren't great. While they do have 2 clips, meaning you can put the shotgun on them or in the hands, and also the shotgun can clip onto the back for storage, I love that. But the panels just, they're too much. I think they could have folded their way a little bit. So yeah, this old codger is alright. Honestly, if he was just by himself, I probably wouldn't buy him. But what I can say is he's the type of old man who would see his cadets being weak and call them ladies. And speaking of ladies, I think it's time we take a look at Arcee. Now unlike Cup, Arcee has a very accurate alt mode. This is because she's also using her Generations figure, which for her was actually the first time we got a G1 Arcee toy. And I just love the colouring on this thing. So eye-catching and appealing. I love the pink and white, it goes together so brilliantly. And those blue highlights for the lights and grille just work so well. And speaking of those colours, trans rights are human rights. The thing up top is really cool as well, and I think it could poke someone's eye out. I mean, the best way to do that would be to distract them with the fact that the dashboard has so much detail. I mean, you can see the steering wheel, the seats, and the radio to call for a weapon strike. Oh yeah, weapons! Let's look at the weapon storage. Let's turn her over and oh look! There she is! But here we can see the storage of one of her guns, which can also be put on top for an attack mode, which doesn't look too bad. Oh, but she does have a second gun, which is right down here. You just gotta unplug it from the hands and then just pull it out. Oh boy, yeah, that has a tight grip. Ah, there we go. Which can also go up here. We also have these swords we can store up there very nicely. Or you can store them on the sides here, and now she's a flying car. Now, a transformation is basically just a backpack. She is a shell former, but not too bad of one. I mean, the legs did form the side of her car and her chest did form the grille. And with this nice little backpack move, her robot mode is complete. Now, this is a very nice and accurate bot mode. This mode really captures her caring persona she had in the film. Now, she does have the backpack, but that shouldn't be a deterrent from how nice a bot mode is. The round is so head, you can actually see the Princess layers of Photoshop inspiration there. The eyes have really gorgeous light piping as well. And the only other thing I can say about the head is when she was packed, her neck was packed like this. Number 15, car woman. This thing is scary and I want my mommy. Now the arms are basically noodles, but they have ratcheted elbows. And she can hold her guns, but it doesn't look too great. The handles are just way too long. But the swords look epic. Especially with that posing, she can look like a real troublemaker. And you can store the other weapons on her hips, or you can go full crazy and put the swords in her arm port, have her hold the guns, and now she's gone into overkill mode. So yeah, Arcee is a delight. She really stands tall on her own, and honestly, I don't feel the recent ones have really appealed to me as much as this one has. Love her! But whoa there, we ain't slowing down anytime soon, since we're going to be hitting Blurr next. Speeding right onto the alt mode is a bit, honestly. Like, it looks great, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't fit G1 Blurr. Yeah, that's right, he's using the Generations Drift mold, and it's kind of interesting because Blurr's the only figure in this set to be a repaint of another character. The colours at least work, like the white stripe really breaks it up, the blue is just so nice to look at, and so does the dark blue on the sides and the tyres. And I like that the details at the front of the vehicle. Hang on, why is this panel a different shade? And also, why is this one a little bit scratched? And also, why is this window black when the rest of the windows are clear? Also, why is there 3 exhaust pipes? And why is one of them lower and longer? And oh. Yeah, this is where he keeps his big old gun down here, where Drift once kept his giant sword. Oh hey, look, another petrol cap. Now, the transformation is interesting. I appreciate how the feet come out from part of the roof, and the arms accordioning. Accordioning. The arms are cordoning. The arms are called. Fucking hell. The arms are called. Fuck it. The arms folding out like this on the front is fun. And here we go, we're done. Ooh. It's Blurr, but it ain't G1. In fact, if it was a G1 character, it looks a bit more like Boss from the Turbo Masters. I think it's about time we talk about the look of this set. Yes, this set was made to be released as a reference to the iconic poster. However, all the characters are actually using their IDW designs. And you know what? I think this is better. Yes, I appreciate what they're doing now, making everything look accurate to the film is really good. But I yearn for the days where things were inspired and not copied. And with Blurr here, he looks cool. The head is so stylish and accurate to comics. Plus, he can look up really far, revealing his neck when he wants to get freaky during sex time, which is never fun because he always comes first. Don't ever let me say that again. Not like the arms. Like, from the shoulders down, they're fine. But then you turn them around and they actually go out like 2 times the depth of the robot. I mean, it's the same with the legs, but at least they're very nice and detailed. Weirdly enough, these are the things I think of most about this guy. Well, those and the scabbards which hold the guns. These guns are great for getting him into poses, but let's not forget about that massive sniper on his back. Like, this thing is long. And it even has a handle here so he can two-hand it. Also, I've only just now noticed that you can actually put the smaller guns at the front so it has a stand. So yeah, he's not my favourite of the set. And it may be because he's missing those swords. But you know who ain't lacking swords? Springer. Now, being as he's a triple changer, I had to decide between the car and the helicopter modes to start with, but ultimately I chose the helicopter mode since that was the mode he used most in the film. Now, this is definitely not that box of rotors from the film. Now, this thing is freaking sweet, so slender and lovely. Now, I wasn't a fan of the original colour scheme for this because it was a little too bright, but with the gold, it just popped so much better. Now, despite him being able to stand perfectly fine on his own, he does actually have some landing gear that helps him stand tall and looks sharp. Now, speaking of sharp, that rotor spins just so swiftly. And also, he does come with a gun that does clip onto the front. It can be a little tough getting it on there sometimes, but it's not impossible. Plus, it does replace the landing gear. And speaking of landing, let's head to the car mode. The arms do a lot of folding out to fill in the sides, and then with the cockpit moving back to join them to form the windshield is just brilliant. It's also great how the tail folds and then becomes the back wheels of the car. And speaking of car, this is one.
You know, I just noticed something after transforming this. So you notice how that part of the windshield is painted green? It's not on this side. They either didn't finish painting it, got 1/4 of the way through and then went, we give up. Got halfway through and went, we give up. Or got 3/4 of the way removing the paint and just went, oh fuck it, leave that one alone.
Those bulky wheels are so fun to roll and the colours work so well in this mode. I'm not so sure if the spoiler works like this though, but what you can also do is actually fold them round and make them like blend in with the roof. I don't know why, this just looks kind of cool to me. Oh hey, there's an arrow down here, I wonder what it's pointing to. Oh yeah, tiny guns made from the helicopter boosters. Oh, that is such a clever idea. And speaking of weapons, the sword can store at the bottom of the car, and the main gun can be put on top for an attack mode. Now this is an attack mode that I feel actually does work, which is a rarity in these types of things. And what's also rare is when a triple changer has all 3 modes look good, which this one does. Even a robot mode, which is coming up, just give it a oh, actually right now. The way the arms transform is just ingenious. I also like how the landing gear has to be folded down and it even has a slot in the back to store. Now look at that tall drink of water. Speaking of which, I need a drink. Springer is so great in robot mode. No matter what we do, each pose looks amazing. I love the knee spikes, especially with them being part of the landing gear. That's clever. Also, the knees just have this really nice ratchet and even pivot just a little bit above the knee. Now, if you're not a fan of those shoulder spikes sticking out, you can always fold them down, so you do got options. Plus, you can hold this gun in this mode, which does fire with friction. The sword, of course, can be plugged into the bottom of the gun to be a massive bayonet, but really, he should be holding his sword. What's great is that they made it so the wrist can still fold so he can get in some really good sword poses. This guy is definitely the one to pick up. He's probably the best of the set, although some might say the best is actually Ultra Magnus. Yeah, I didn't have a seamless transition for this one. Now this is a leader. This ult mode is just so cool. The red and blue are perfect, like that colour scheme works. Along with the white to break it up, it's just the best colour scheme out of the set. Oh, where to start? Okay, let's start with the cap. Now the cap isn't able to detach unless you unscrew this joint here. But if you unscrew that, you're not going to be able to get the turning motion. Oh, I love it when a truck figure can do that. The cap just looks so angry as well, I find that really funny. He looks ready to take on Decepticons like no one else. But let's also address the size of that thing because holy crap. You see that ladder there? Think about a human climbing that and then think about the size of this vehicle compared to a human. This is fucking massive. It reminds me of the mammoth in that one mission of Halo 4. But that's not the only one. There's ladders on the sides of the trailer as well. Heck, there's even tiny doors. Doors on this thing. Yeah, the arms are pretty obvious here, but that just carries the soul of Ultra Magnus. Oh, and speaking of carry, this car carrier can actually carry his fellow Autobots. You can actually fold down this ramp to get them on.
Oh, it's actually 2 bit Blurr is actually slightly too big. Oh dear. Can Cup get in there? No, Cup is also too big. Oh my god. So Arcee is the only one who can actually roll in. Okay.
And then fold this wrap down, but it doesn't really help get the figures on. So you just gotta put them on like this. And that's one of the perks of it coming as a multi-pack. Unlike the original release, which can only carry this tiny car. Nah, it's too small and it falls through the gaps, honestly. As for sticking things on, you can attach the guns onto the sides here and they're fine. But if you want weapons, you gotta go for the rockets at the front. Oh, they just look excellent and they add a splash of radicalness to this thing. Now, transforming him is interesting. Now, you do have to take the rocket pods off to allow the arms to fold down, but they're fun. Especially with the panel movement and then the slide up to form the shoulder stacks. I love the fact that the cab rotates down and opens up to reveal the head. Wait, hang on, is that a chair in there? Is that the purpose of this white car to go in? Wait, hold on, white car? This is a movie pack. Oh my god, it's Daniel, isn't it? Yeah, it comes with a little Daniel. That's really cool. Although I don't remember green being on Daniel. Although, it must transform, right? Let's go for a Micromaster transformation. So, legs out, arms out. Wait a minute. Oh, it's not Daniel. It's Minimus Ambus. You remember that scene in the film with the scene where, he meets Grimlock and, he's not in the film, is he? Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't repaint this guy into, like, Daniel or something. Now we've got a movie set with a random character who wasn't in the film. Although I guess that is what Studio Series is doing now, considering we've got characters who are in the film, characters who are in the background, characters who may have only appeared for one moment, and also dead characters. How's it going, Braun? But yeah, we have Minimus Ambus here. He's really small and well articulated, and it's really nice that they actually gave us this little guy. Considering this is IDW Magnus, Minimus is a really big part of Magnus, so we can just pop him into the seat here. The best way I found is to put the legs in and then plug his hands into these slots. Finally, let's close up the grille, bring the head down, plop the chest up to complete the transformation. Now this robot mode, I'm going to take back what I said about Springer. This is my favourite of the set. Magnus is just sparkling. This might be due to the metallic paint on the arms and the chest, but every part of this guy is amazing. The head is perfect, that is definitely Magnus. This is what Magnus looks like. The feet are massive and solidly keep him standing. The huge shoulder pillars and the rocket pods are fantastic. What's also cool is they actually made it so the rockets can actually move out, so it gives the arms more movement on these ratchets. In fact, most of this guy is ratcheted, but weirdly these shoulders aren't, kind of. Like, moving in this range, it's not ratcheted, but the rest is. It's not a problem, mind you, it's just weird. Also not ratcheted is the hands opening. And they got it open so he can hold his guns. They don't plug in, but they stay in there quite solidly. Plus you can combine them into a longer rifle. But wait, there's more. If we take off the rocket pods and add them to the guns, he gets even more firepower. Or we slide this part here into this groove, and here we have the Magnus hammer. This is the coolest part about the figure because it references Transformers Animated. It's just a nice big stick that he can whack you with, or find you guilty of arson. Wait, what? Well, this is fun. But so is this set. It's nice to have a set that isn't trying to be exactly one-to-one with the movie, but being more inspired by it. And I think that's what we're missing these days. We need to step away from copying things over and over again and start using the past as inspiration. And that's why I am no longer going to get any figures that are just made to reference G1. I don't need any of these Studio Series 86 figures. Nope, no sorry, no more. Is that a red alert? Oh fuck it, gimme! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell. See you next time.